Imagine that. CIA director, RFK Jr. Whoo! CIA director, RFK Jr., baby. Man, before we get into today's video, man, I want to tell you guys that I love you, man. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. No matter what side you stand on, blue, red, Republican, Democrat, in the middle, independent, wherever you stand on, man, we want to wish the best in everybody's life, man. We are currently living in some dark, sick, woke, disgraceful times with no common sense, man. And we got to bring common sense back, man. You know, protect these fellas at all costs, man. Prayers for them and their family, because we don't know what to expect any day from now. And now it's gotten to a point where they have to stand behind bulletproof glass outside, outdoor and out in the outdoor rallies. You know, there has to be a bulletproof glass set up, man. And we know Trump will walk outside of it, you know, because he's fearless, you know, and he knows the risks. You know, he knows what he's up against now. We know how corrupt it is. They are against the corrupt system. We are not against the candidate as well, man. We are against a machine, and it has to be too big to rig. Too big to rig, man. And don't let them forget. Do not let them forget, man. Cheers. We're wishing the best in everybody's life, man. And it's time for a change, man. It's time for a change in leadership, you know. And if you look at their, their policies and their core promises, I mean, it's common sense, man. Common sense. You know, but people are clapping, but people love and clap for puppets. And that's one reason why, you know, they're not puppets. This is why they are a threat to democracy. They are Project 2025. They are dictator on day one. You know, they are racist. Because they're not puppets, man. We call it for what it is. We don't sugarcoat it. It might hurt your feelings. It might hurt your feelings. And there are people feelings that are still hurt. And they're completely Trump deranged. TDS stage 4. There's no coming back from that. I'll be honest with you. But let's get into this video, man. Right now, trending once again. It's been trending for quite a while now. Ever since this all took place and this huge endorsement from RFK Jr., man. CIA director, attorney general, just so huge. And now there's this new big thing with Make America Healthy Again. And RFK Jr. is now a heavy hitter. You know, a heavy hitter. Part of this Trump administration could be, and then this is huge, you guys. A unified government, man, coming together. Even though we disagree on this, and that, but we can still come together, man, and get the job done. This is huge. This is huge, and it's gonna play a huge effect on this election this year, man. Well, let's go and get into this. Is coming from our brother Benny. A couple y'all sent this to me to react to, so let's go and check it out. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I love you guys, man. Oh boy. CIA director, CIA, and we know the history behind the Kennedy family, man. It's just, you just can't make this stuff up, y'all. We are living in the biggest history yet, man. You and I. And again, still from right now, we don't know what to expect any day from now, man. So protect these fellas at all costs. Protect them and their family. You know, I just want to send my prayers out to them, man, because they are against the corrupt system. You know, and as we know, the system is very, very corrupt. As you can see now, people are coming out talking about they regret the censorship. You know, you're on the freeway, just throw a Hunter's laptop and crack pipe out the window. You know, millions of people have lost their life, man, have died. You guys, a lot of stuff that has took place, man. People have been wiped. So a lot of people need to be held accountable, man. I tell you, hands behind your back. It's a lot of people that need to be held accountable, man. That's how bad it is. It really is true. Let's go get into this.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Very exciting time to be alive and covering politics. The political realignment is happening at such a fast pace as possible to really keep up. I posted when RFK endorsed President Trump earlier this week that this is the strongest anti-establishment ticket in American history, with this very hard photo of both of them.
A nightmare to the deep state, man. This is a nightmare to the deep state. Protect these fellows, man. At all costs. Prayers to them and their family, man, during these times, man. They want these fellas out of here. I'll be honest with you. They want them gone. I know people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. Sorry. Don't mean to bust your bubble. A deep state nightmare.
Look at this absolute alpha energy. President Trump agreed, and he posted this on Truth Social, and took off. I got to tell you, I think people are very much looking forward to the deconstruction of our poisonous political environment here in the country. Some of those people are Democrat super donors like Bill Ackman, saying that RFK's speech is one of the most consequential speeches he's ever heard, and he's entirely correct, and that RFK can make a true difference. The Kennedy endorses a Republican, a true realignment of the political world. It's really special, and it's an amazing, don't miss it. Like, it's an amazing moment that we're living in right now. Do you want a president who's going to make America healthy again? It's amazing. You're already starting to see the enormous boost that this is giving to President Trump's polls, especially with women who really, really care about the food that their children are eating, health and protections, obviously structurally for children in the country. RFK is the only person who's actually ever been serious about that kind of stuff. And he really has an ear with President Trump. President Trump, of course, introducing RFK in this epic manner at his rally. The Foo Fighters' My Hero song playing, and Trump did have rights to that song. So go screw yourself, you petulant, petty bastards, and Foo Fighters. Go foo yourselves. This moment is absolutely historic.
A very historic moment, and y'all seen how we covered it, man. We did such an amazing job. You guys showed so much love and shared that video around everywhere, man. That video got so much love of us covering that, man. And it also brought tears to our eyes, man. That was a very, very historic moment, you guys. And they might hit Trump with another one of those deceased or what is it? Well, no, because I don't think nobody in that band is passed away, but they're going to hit with some kind of order, man. And this is one of the reasons that my channel got hit with a copyright strike, because of a Trump hater family of a band. Y'all know who the band is, and Tom Petty, who is no longer here, but they were anti-Trumpers, and hit my channel with a copyright strike because of the music that was in a Trump ad of Biden falling down. Yeah. So I learned my lesson real quick, and it was hard fighting that, and we just finished winning the battle, and we are in the clear, and it paused a lot of stuff on the channel, man. Music reactions, things dealing with the music industry, everything. We had to step away for right now until everything cleared up. Because we had people that are just anti-Trump. That's the times we live in, man.
Obviously, and it's going to have long-term consequences. Donald Trump already saying he's going to create an independent presidential commission on assassination attempts. It's like RFK Jr. had his father and uncle assassinated by the deep state. President Trump was a target of a deep state assassination attempt, and people are kind of sick of that, right? They're sick of being told that we live in a democracy, and yet every president presidential candidate that we like gets either killed or taken off the ballot or tried to put in jail. It's a charade that needs to end now. This is not AI. No one was paid to be there. No one was busing from out of town. There was no twerking. Stadium of 35,000 people in a swing state for the largest political dynasties in history uniting to destroy the corrupt establishment. Look at that. RFK saying that he's going to hit the trail for President Trump, and they're going to be allies, and he's going to be serving in Trump's administration. This is causing people who had never voted for Republicans and never considered Trump, have strong dislikes of Trump, to say now they're voting for Trump. People who've never voted for Trump saying, I'm voting for Trump. Like, I'm seeing this all over my feed.
Yep.
Things have changed, you know? The vibe shift is here, right? May we all be blessed with sons like RFK Jr. That's exactly right, you know? So, yeah, boys, I'm thinking we are back. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. posting, make America healthy again. Come on. Look at this with President Trump. This is like the ticket, all right? It's the ticket. So Robert Kennedy had not done a big interview, long-form interview since this announcement. He went up and chilled with Tucker Carlson and answered a load of questions about what he's going to be doing inside of the administration, how he's going to, you know, if he would be CIA director, how he's going to take on the deep state, and his active role inside of the Trump administration. It was an incredible interview. Obviously, you should go to Tucker's page and watch the full thing as a full 2-hour interview. But some of our favorite clips are having to do with the.
I was drinking that gin this morning. That gin got to me this morning. That pumpkin spice. Happy Halloween, they say.
But yeah, we watched the whole thing, you guys, and that, you know, we've been staying up to date on Tucker's podcast, man. It's been amazing, you guys. We want to just thank you, Fox News, for firing Tucker. Thank you, Fox News, for firing Tucker Carlson, for allowing other blessings to roll in, for allowing the truth to be spread. Man, because we've seen a whole different set of Tucker after he got fired from Fox. I ain't gonna lie to you, and a lot of you can agree.
Way that RFK Jr. would take on the deep state from within the Trump administration. Here we go.
I'm going to work to get him elected, and you know, I'm working with the campaign. We're working on policy issues together.
This is huge.
I've been asked to go onto the transition team, and you know, to help pick the people who will be running the government, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to fight. I don't know what would happen to me if we lose.
Well, that's kind of it. I mean, a lot of people I know personally and I'm friends with have gone to prison. One of them is in prison right now, Pavel Durov. There are others. Like, what happens if he loses to you?
If
Trump loses and Kamala Harris becomes president?
Oh, I don't know. But I mean, I never really think about that. What I think is
Good.
What I think is, okay, here's what I got to do today, and you know, get up every day and say, reporting for duty, sir, and then go do that. And you know, nothing's a crisis, everything's a task, right? And so that's what I'm going to be, kind of a happy warrior. You know, I know what I have to do, so I'm going to do it.
A lot of roads lead back, unfortunately, to our most.
You can tell he's really tired of the corruption that's going on in this country. You know, to do what he did, man, knowing his family, knowing what will come with it, knowing that he might even have to divorce his wife, man. That's how corrupt this thing is, you guys. The fact that he said that the Democrat Party hasn't even been recognizable in the last 20 years. The party isn't even recognizable anymore. That's how corrupt it is, man.
powerful intelligence agency. If you were asked, would you run it? Would you become CIA director if you were asked?
I would never get, yes, I would, but I would never get Senate confirmation. As you know, the intelligence agency are protected by very, very powerful committees in the Senate and in the House that are all read into the project. And the people who serve on those committees are people who would, they would not, they're just safeguarding that directorship. And I would be very, very dangerous for those committees. So I don't think that.
And yet in his, in your joint appearance on Friday, President Trump introduced you by saying that he plans to, if elected, establish a commission to declassify the remaining documents around your uncle's murder in 1963.
Yeah.
And I think everyone at this point knows the truth, which is the CIA is implicated in that. Those documents protect CIA, maybe among others.
Well, whether they do or not, I mean, it's odd that they've not allowed them to be released.
What could possibly be the explanation?
More than 60 years after my uncle's death, almost 65 years. 62 years after his death. And none of the people who were implicated in that crime are alive now.
Yes.
And the last ones have died off in the last year or two. And so it clearly is to protect the institution.
Yes.
And that's wrong. It's just wrong. And it's wrong for a Democrat and it's wrong for Republicans.
It's just interesting, though, that a bipartisan list of presidents, these 6 decades, have kept those files classified.
Well, you and I have both. I was astonished that Trump didn't declassify them because he promised to during the campaign.
That was Mike Pompeo who did that.
Yeah, and that I talked to President Trump for the first time about that this week. And
what did he say?
He said that Mike Pompeo begged him to, and I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here.
No,
I think he told the same thing to you.
That's
right?
true.
But he said Mike Pompeo called him and said this would be a catastrophe to release these. You need to not do it. And that,
I want to say again, I think Mike Pompeo is a criminal. So that's my view. He's threatened to sue me for saying that, but I hope he will, because that's true. But that kind of tells the whole story right there, right? That the CIA is.
Well, yeah. So that's
why would the CIA be trying to keep these files classified if they had nothing to do with the murder? I don't really get that.
Yeah, but the subject we were talking about was the weaponization of the federal agency, and that's just one of them. And then they get. Then they open up these censorship portals the 37 hours after President Biden takes office, where now you have the FBI involved in American politics, and, which we ran them out in the 60s, because we were outraged that they were bugging Martin Luther King and the Black Panther Party, and Americans were indignant about that. Why do they think this? I mean, have we gotten to the point where it's so normalized and now we're okay with the FBI running a portal to censor political speech in our country and then inviting in the CIA and CISA and the IRS? I don't know what they were doing in there.
Nothing good.
NIH and, CDC and all these other agencies, DHS, which all had a hand in censoring American speech. So that was another thing. And then the use, which we saw for the first time in American history of the judiciary to get rid of candidates. What they tried to do to me, they're suing me now in a dozen states. I've been in trials for the past 3 weeks. I've spent most of my time not campaigning.
So it feels to me like this is, obviously it's a big political story. You're endorsing Trump. It's a big change in your life as a lifelong Democrat, still a Democrat. But it also feels like, as you said at the outset.
Well, I'm an independent now, so I registered as an independent when I ran. And when I talk with President Trump, the thing that we talked about is that that we were going to do a unity government with the independent, not the kind of endorsement that a lot of people make, an endorsement like Abraham Lincoln's team of rivals, where we would be able to continue to differ publicly on issues, but that we would, on the issues that we agree on, that we were going to strive to get into government together in order to make sure that those issues are the priority for our country. And, he was really good about that, and about, me being able to continue on. There's some issues. There's a lot of issues like the border where we agree, and, censorship, the wars, the neocons, the, forever wars, child health epidemics. Those are the most important issues. There's other issues that I'm going to disagree on with President Trump, but he was happy with that, and that's how our country ought to be.
But people were shocked. I know a lot of people were shocked when you endorsed Trump. I was not shocked, because for all the areas where you disagree on specific issues, there's a consistent theme that I've noticed in both of your lives, which is you've both spent the majority of your life, well, in your case, your whole life, in the American ruling class, and both of you decided that it was corrupt and that you were going to say so out loud at great risk to both of you. And risk. So it was probably just a matter of time before you aligned in some way. Is that how you see it?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's been a bunch of realignments, political realignments, about 4 or 5 throughout American history. And I think we're going through one right now with the Democratic Party. And with both political parties really changing in this very dramatic way. And you and I talked earlier about the transformation of the Republican Party into the party of environmentalism.
Yes.
And, where the Democratic Party has one environmental issue, which is this carbon orthodoxy, which ends up benefiting, the oil companies and BlackRock and Goldman Sachs with offshore wind and carbon capture, $100 billion carbon capture projects, which is part of just the strip mining of the middle class. And that's the only issue you can talk about in the Democratic Party.
Man, I wish he also would have played that clip, and y'all probably seen it. That's also circulating viral as well, as when they got to the segment of talking about saving kids, man, and really making America healthy again. And if they can just save at least one kid, man, if it comes down to just saving one kid, and how they were just moved to tears. They were on there crying, you guys. That's how deep this podcast got. What an amazing podcast. And again, huge shout out to Fox for firing Tucker Carlson. That fella there, man, he's doing such an amazing job now, and he's on a different type of timing now, man. But RFK has boosted himself and has gotten a lot of more respect after this move. It's huge, man, to come together and unify. A powerful message. Protect these fellas at all costs, man. Prayers for these guys and their families, man. Prayers for this ticket, this campaign. We don't know what to expect next, man. These guys are in danger. They know the risk behind this, man. They know the risk of going against the system, going against the corruption. But I believe it's going to be too big to rig this year, y'all. Too big to rig this year. Let me know what y'all think of this. Comment down below. I love you guys. Bless you all and your families. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.